What if I told you that Sigma, yes, the lens giant, is preparing a camera that could quietly disrupt the mirrorless world? A camera that brings back something truly unique, the Foveon sensor, reborn. This is the Sigma SD Quattro H2, and it's no ordinary camera. It's a rumored revival of one of the most misunderstood, yet fascinating camera systems ever created. In this video, we're going deep into everything we know so far about the Sigma SD Quattro H2, the legacy behind it, the problems it's aiming to solve, its rumored specifications, and what it could mean for the future of photography. But before we dive in, if you're into cutting-edge camera tech, rare sensors, and deep dive content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat. Let's explore the myth, the mystery, and possibly the comeback of the Sigma SD Quattro HI. To understand what makes the Sigma SD Quattro H2 so exciting, we need to rewind a little. The original SD Quattro H, launched back in 2016, wasn't built to satisfy the average shooter. It ignored trends like video performance and blazing fast autofocus. Instead, it focused on something revolutionary, the Foveon X3 direct image sensor. This sensor captured color in a fundamentally different way from the traditional Bayer sensor by using 3 stacked layers to individually capture red, green, and blue light at every pixel. The result? Images that felt like digital film, filled with breathtaking texture, tonal depth, and color accuracy that seemed too good to be true. For landscape photographers and studio shooters, the detail was mind-blowing. However, there were challenges too. The camera was sluggish, performed poorly at high ISOs, and lacked video features entirely. Yet, it carved out a niche among image purists, those who cared more about fidelity than speed. And now, nearly a decade later, rumors suggest that Sigma is preparing to bring that vision back with modern upgrades and real-world practicality. Why would Sigma bring back such a niche camera in 2025? Because the landscape of photography is shifting once again. While major players like Sony, Canon, and Nikon race ahead with hybrid mirrorless monsters capable of 8K video and burst shooting, there's a growing segment of purists, photographers who value still image quality above all else, who feel increasingly neglected. Sigma seems to recognize this void. The SD Quattro H2 isn't meant to compete with flagship hybrid mirrorless cameras. It's meant to serve a very specific audience that's been overlooked. These are the photographers who care deeply about tonal nuance, micro-contrast, and color integrity, elements that modern compressed workflows often strip away. Another major reason lies in the long-awaited evolution of the Foveon sensor itself. After years of development and multiple delays, Sigma's next-generation full-frame Foveon sensor, known internally as Foveon 3.0, is rumored to be nearing completion. And the SD Quattro H2 might just be the flagship platform chosen to introduce it to the world. The heart of the SD Quattro H2 lies in its rumored next-generation Foveon X3 full-frame sensor. Unlike conventional sensors that use a single layer and color filters, this sensor is expected to have 3 stacked layers, each capturing full RGB information at every pixel depth. This layered approach may reduce interpolation artifacts and deliver astonishing color depth and texture, possibly replicating or even surpassing the classic Foveon look. While the final megapixel count is still uncertain, the sensor is expected to produce results equivalent to a 45 megapixel Bayer sensor in terms of fine detail, even if the actual pixel count is numerically lower. To support this advanced sensor, Sigma is expected to introduce a completely redesigned image processor. One of the biggest weaknesses of previous Foveon cameras was their slow shot-to-shot time and limited buffer clearing speed. With this new processor, possibly co-developed with leading semiconductor manufacturers, Sigma may finally overcome these limitations. We could see real-time image rendering, quicker file writing, and overall smoother operation, making the camera significantly more practical for field use. In terms of body design, Sigma is expected to retain its distinct industrial aesthetic, known for sharp edges and minimalist controls. The camera is likely to feature a magnesium alloy body for durability, enhanced grip ergonomics, and robust weather sealing to withstand harsh shooting environments. For photographers shooting in challenging locations, from deserts to frozen tundras, this rugged build quality could prove invaluable. For composing shots, the SD Quattro H2 will likely feature a high-resolution electronic viewfinder, potentially offering a resolution of 3.69 million dots or higher, along with a tilting 3.2-inch LCD for better flexibility during low-angle or overhead shooting. This brings the usability up to modern standards without compromising on Sigma's design philosophy. Autofocus has long been a point of criticism in Sigma cameras. The SD Quattro H2 is rumored to adopt a hybrid autofocus system that combines phase detection and contrast detect technologies. If this turns out to be true, it could finally enable faster and more accurate focusing, including features like eye detection and subject tracking. For portrait shooters, that would mean reliable focus on the eyes and consistent results, even with fast prime lenses, making it more versatile than ever before. When it comes to image quality, the Sigma SD Quattro H excels in ways few other cameras can match. Thanks to the unique Foveon X3 sensor, you get images with incredible depth and richness, even at base ISO. The camera shoots in X3F RAW format, which is Sigma's proprietary file format, offering maximum editing flexibility. These files retain all the fine detail and color depth captured by the sensor, which is essential for photographers who spend a lot of time editing their images. The SD Quattro H is particularly favored for landscape and architectural photography, where maintaining the integrity of subtle gradients and textures is critical. Post-processing these raw files in Sigma's PhotoPro software gives photographers complete control over sharpness, contrast, and color accuracy, allowing them to bring their creative visions to life. One thing to keep in mind with the Sigma SD Quattro H is its battery life. While the camera can handle most typical shooting sessions, it isn't the most efficient when it comes to battery power. You'll need to carry a few extra batteries if you plan on shooting for extended periods, especially during long landscape or studio sessions. Another notable limitation is the lack of in-body image stabilization, IBIS, which can make handheld shooting more challenging in low-light conditions. Additionally, the camera doesn't have video capabilities that can compete with the latest hybrid cameras. However, for photographers who prioritize still images and are willing to work within the camera's limitations, the SD Quattro H delivers exceptional results. In terms of storage, early reports suggest that the camera might offer dual card slots, one SD UHS-2 and one CFexpress Type A. This dual-slot setup would provide both speed and flexibility for professionals. Power-wise, Sigma may borrow the larger battery from its FP series cameras, extending operational time significantly. That means fewer interruptions and more time doing what matters, shooting. Now let's talk money and timing. Sigma has a tradition of pricing its products competitively, even when they feature unique technologies. Given the potential specs and development investment in the new Foveon sensor, the SD Quattro H2 is likely to be priced somewhere in the range of $1,999 to $2,499. This would position it as a high-end stills camera with unique value, but still within reach for dedicated enthusiasts and professionals. As for availability, rumors suggest a launch in late 2025, potentially during the Photokina or CP Plus trade shows, events where Sigma has historically made major announcements. If development continues without further delays, we may even see a teaser as early as Q3 2025. So, should you wait for this camera or look elsewhere? If you're a content creator whose focus is video, fast autofocus, and hybrid workflows, then the SD Quattro H2 may not serve your needs. But if you're a photographer who prioritizes image quality, dynamic range, and lifelike colors, if you crave a camera that feels like shooting with film in the digital age, then this camera might be worth every second of the wait. Alternatives like the Canon EOS R5 or Sony A7 RV will give you more speed, more video options, and industry-standard performance. but they won't give you what Sigma is promising, the kind of deep color accuracy that feels alive straight out of camera. The Sigma SD Quattro H2 isn't just a product. It might represent a philosophical shift in digital photography. If successful, it could pave the way for future Sigma cameras featuring Foveon sensors, perhaps even a next-generation Sigma FP with layered imaging technology. Sigma's membership in the L-Mount Alliance also opens doors for collaboration with Panasonic and Leica, which could help spread this color-centric vision beyond Sigma's own lineup. In a time when AI-generated content dominates and over-sharpened images flood social media, the Foveon sensor offers something radical: authenticity. A way to capture scenes as they are, not as algorithms interpret them. And perhaps that's the revolution we didn't know we needed. And that wraps up everything we know so far about the Sigma SD Quattro H2. If you found this deep dive informative, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. What are you most excited about? The full-frame Foveon sensor, the new processor, or just the possibility of a camera that sees the world a little differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk Foveon, let's talk color, let's talk future. Until next time, keep creating with purpose and keep your vision sharp.